The way to get marks is by presenting anthropological perspective. When we talk about some topic with our friends, we keep giving reference to my nana has said this, or my grandfather, grandmother, or you give reference to one of your relatives who is an expert in those areas. In the similar way, the anthropological perspective involves somebody who has experienced that particular topic and he is an anthropologist and you're trying to give their reference. So this is $1 million question, that how are you going to remember all these scholars. So this video is to bring you a clarity how any good topper or any good teacher generally remembers things. When you have a scholar, suppose we have Malinu, we'll take that scholar, will go to Google. So you immediately go and search in Google, search about him and just give a read about him in Wikipedia. Third step, take any question where this scholar can be applied. Hello everyone, welcome to Shiva Teja Sir. Myself Shiva Teja, faculty for anthropology. See, in anthropology, the way to get marks is by presenting anthropological perspective. What is anthropological perspective? Because see, when we talk about some topic with our friends, we keep giving reference to, see, my nana has said this, or my grandfather, grandmother, or you give reference to one of your relative who is an expert in those areas, right? So you are referring to those people who are experienced in that particular aspect. In the similar way, the anthropological perspective involves somebody who has experienced that particular topic and he is an anthropologist and you're trying to give their reference. That becomes the anthropological perspective. So now you have plenty of topics, right? So you have entire syllabus which talks about some 21 chapters, and within that you have multiple units, multiple topics. Now for each topic there is some or the other scholar. How are we going to remember it? So this is $1 million question, that how are you going to remember all these scholars? So this video is to bring you a clarity how any good topper or any good teacher generally remembers things. Okay, so how you can remember multiple scholars, multiple thinkers, contributors to anthropology and relevant people in anthropology. How are you going to do it? You're going to see step by step. If you can follow this, if you are a beginner for anthropology, and if you can follow these steps regularly on day by day basis, your task of remembering or memorizing the scholars is going to become very easy. So let's see, right? So first, if you are reading about anyone, first, anything you read, first it should become visual to you. Okay, so visual memory is always better than normal one. Okay, so if you read normally, you may not remember it for long time because it easily fades away. But something which comes in visual form always has more than 50% effectiveness compared to the normal. So when you're reading any scholar, try to know about them in bit detail. So for the first time, if you are doing, so now who are giving mains, please don't do this activity. But somebody who is doing it for the first time. So how do you do it? I'll tell you how to remember for those mains people who are writing mains immediately now. But try to understand how beginners should do it. When you have a scholar, suppose we have Malinus, what we'll do is we'll take that scholar, we'll go to Google. So you immediately go and search in Google it. So Google it and try to search about him and just give a read about him in Wikipedia. So go to Wikipedia, try to see what has he contributed. So what has he done? See his picture and see, is there anything in news related to that particular person. Now what happens, when you connect the people to the contemporary times, you will be able to remember them easily. So first task is go and see who is that person, whether they are male or female, because many a times this happens. Like one of my student, like he was giving exam, and that year there was casing question in the paper. Okay, so he didn't knew that he is from anthropology, of especially with respect to the socio-cultural anthropology and tribal anthropology part, and he started writing by using female. So she, he kept on doing it. And when it comes to Jane Goodall also, there was one question on Jane Goodall. And what he has done is, he thought the Jane Goodall is a male, but she is a female primatologist. Now these confusions happen because you never saw these people. So what you do is, immediately as soon as you see them, try to go and Google it and watch their pictures, and then try to see if there is any news related to it. So this is the first step. Once you saw them, you saw their contribution or their history, and then what is the news related to them. After this, just take a page, okay, keep one separate note for thinkers only. So then go to that particular topic. Suppose you are writing for unit 2.1. So in unit 2.1, who is the scholar? What is the name of the book? So unit 2.1, here you will be writing who is the scholar. Then what is the name of the work? Then you will write what is the concept that is discussed by them. So if you write in this way and make a note of it, okay, so this is your second step. First, you will Google it, see their image, read about them a little in Wikipedia, and if any news that is related to them, you are just knowing it. You don't remember anything. You don't need to mug up them, but just read them, and then in the next step, you are making a note of it. You are writing what is the scholar, what is the name of the work, then the concept. Okay, and now this is very important. Okay, so the third step. Okay, third step, take any question where this scholar can be applied. So take one PYQ and write answer to it. Whenever you are writing an answer, use the scholar. So this is the third step. Okay. So initially everybody writes a verse answer, and from there they start from zero and they start gaining confidence slowly. So again, I want to tell you that actions and results. So in the beginning, you don't see the results. Till here, till 20 days or 30 days, it will be empty. But after 31st or 40th day, you will be noticing the results to appear. But many of the people give up either in first 10 to 15 days or 20 to 25 days. So they give up here itself, saying that they're not able to improve in their answers and they're forgetting things and they give up. So this graph of disappointment always exists. So in the initial days, people think that this will be the linear growth directly. Okay, so as the efforts increases, results also will increase simultaneously. No, for a long period of time results does not increase, but suddenly you will see a sharp rise. So just have patience. You will be able to remember all the thinkers. It is possible and you can do it. So that's why third step becomes important. So write the scholar in the answer, and then the fourth step is revise the chart of scholars 2 to 3 days. So now you have made this chart, right? You have made this chart, you have known about them, you have read it, you have seen them, now you have applied in answer. After this, what you'll do is you have these papers with you. So maximum this will be some 10 to 15 papers for entire syllabus. If you combine all the chapters, you will be having maximum 10 to 15 pages. Okay, so now those 10 to 15 pages, every 2 days or 3 days in the morning, you spend some 10 to 15 minutes. You already know it, but still see them again and again. So through spaced repetitions, by doing more number of iterations, you will be able to remember them. So now you need not spend your extra energy in thinking of the scholar or remembering them. You have already done it so well, they get into your subconscious memory. You need not mug them up anymore. So, this is how you'll remember the scholars. And I hope this has been helpful. And you can comment if you have any further woes. I'll try to do my best to help.